Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The controversial assault weapons ban in Illinois will be tested in court. We'll have details on a lawsuit filed to overturn the new law.
A young diabetes patient decides to give back to a local hospital. The generous gift he gave hospital staff.
Plus, some of gospel's biggest stars are back on one of Rockford's greatest stages. We're live from the Coronado Theater. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Tom Lewis. Thank you so much for joining us. Another lawsuit filed against the state's assault weapons ban law, this time at the federal level.
The Illinois State Rifle Association filed suit. They're asking for an injunction against the state's law, which would stop the ban of the sale of assault weapons that's in effect right now. It would also prevent gun owners from having to register their weapons with the state. Director of the State Rifle Association, Richard Pearson, said they're ready to take this to the Supreme Court.
We think that the whole bill is unconstitutional, so that's why we're in federal court on this, because we want to get a ruling and we want to go to the United States Supreme Court if that's what's required.
A judge in Effingham County also heard a case from former Illinois Attorney General candidate Tom DeVore. The judge is expected to give a ruling by Friday. Any ruling in this case would only apply to the plaintiffs in the case. A Loves Park man's arrested, accused of stabbing a woman. 31-year-old Michael Keene is charged with attempted first-degree murder and aggravated domestic battery. Monday afternoon, police were called to Old Harlem Road in Machesney Park to reports of a stabbing victim. A 42-year-old woman was found with multiple stab wounds. Officers learned that the stabbing took place on Wilson Avenue, just a couple of blocks away. The woman was taken to the hospital where she's currently in stable condition. Keene was arrested later that evening. He's being held in the Winnebago County Jail.
We now know the names of the two people killed in a Boone County car crash. They are 28-year-old Domingo Puac and 29-year-old Jasmine Vasquez, both of Capron. Monday night, first responders were called to Russellville Road in Capron to reports of a single vehicle crash. Police say the vehicle was headed northbound, north of Edson Road, when it left the roadway and struck a tree. Both Puac and Vasquez were pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of that crash still under investigation.
Well, parts of our viewing area are under a winter weather advisory.
Unfortunately, let's head back over to Candace in the Weather Center for more on that.
Yeah, we've got Greene County in southwest Wisconsin, Joe Davies County in northwest Illinois. Those are the only two that are under that winter weather advisory. A little more accumulating snowfall expected to the north and northwest, and even that not going to be a lot, but there are going to be some impacts here as we go through this evening. For most, it is going to end up as mostly rain or a rain-snow kind of sleet mixture. Now, we are starting to see some of those rain showers begin to work in already this evening from south to north, but none of that reaching the ground, at least locally. Down towards Sterling, we've got a couple reports of some lighter rain showers. It'll take maybe another hour, hour and a half before we really begin to saturate that atmosphere to allow this to reach down towards the surface. But as it does, I do anticipate it to start off as some light rain showers, may even be a little sleet as temperatures begin to cool, but our surface temperatures stay above that freezing mark and could be a couple of wet snowflakes, slushy snowflakes mixed in for a time here as we go through this evening. So as we put this all together with future casts, notice that freezing line starting to lift a little further up to the north. Temperatures for all of us are above freezing, and that's really how we're going to stay through the night tonight. As we get closer to about 7, 8, 9 o'clock, a little rain snow mix likely along that Highway 20 corridor, points up to the north, some sleet mixing in, and then some rain showers, a chilly rain too. Now our wind is also going to increase from the east by about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. That wind is going to be gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour, so it gets windy here tonight. As we get closer to midnight, that steady precipitation comes to an end. This will lead to some drizzle and then could be some dense fog through the morning tomorrow. That will slow you down for that commute, and then we see a rain snow mix developing once again as we get into tomorrow afternoon. We'll look at kind of area specific, who sees what for tonight, and some additional showers, Mimi and Tom, snow showers coming up for the weekend, all of that a little later.
All right, thank you, Candace. We now have the numbers for the Hard Rock Casino in Rockford for 2022. Almost 500,000 people gambled there. 463,000 people went to the Hard Rock this past year. The casino brought in about $55 million. State received about $9 million of that, while the state line got about $3 million. Local gambling tax at the Hard Rock was split 4 ways. Rockford gets 70%, Winnebago County gets 20%, and 5% goes to both Loves Park and Machesney Park. Well, speaking of gambling, the Better Business Bureau is warning football fans about scams. Gambling is legal through reputable sites, but the Bureau says there are deceptive ones. They say scammers create websites that look legitimate and offer so-called risk-free bets. But when you try to collect, they claim there are technical issues or they demand personal information from you. Gamblers are urged to visit bbb.org to find a sports book that has been approved.
A State Line patient gives back to those who cared for him. Meet 10-year-old Andrew Taylor. He has type 1 diabetes. Andrew gets treatment from healthcare professionals at UW Health Swedish American Hospital. He's a huge fan of Chick-Fil-A, and over the past year, he's been saving up points from eating there. Today, with the help from his mom, he decided to use those points to provide free lunch to the employees who took care of him.
We try to instill in all of our kids a servant heart, and he's been trying for a year to save up points with Chick-fil-A to do this. And when he heard me, he said, "Mom, I want to feed the hospital. I feel like they need it. They're the ones who need it."
Andrew says he had a lot of fun putting the boxes together for the employees. Gospel music is coming to Rockford. This morning we learned the SOAR Radio Gospel Music Awards will be held at the Coronado Theater.
And that is where we find Nikel Delgado. Nikel, what did you find out?
That's right, Mimi and Tom. If you like music, then this is the event for you. The SOAR Awards is one of the biggest recognitions in gospel music, and this year it'll be handed out in downtown Rockford at the Coronado.
No matter what language you know, music sounds the same, and we like to showcase that. We may sing it with a little more soul, but it's truly for everyone. It's just music about love, it's music about encouragement, but we welcome anybody from all walks of life.
SOAR Awards CEO Justin Francis says this is the 6th annual SOAR ceremony, and this year it's at the Coronado Theater. It's a great mixture of production meets church. He believes it exposes the community to the best in gospel music. Justin was born and raised in Rockford, where the SOAR Awards started.
Downtown Rockford is growing. It's a beautiful theater. It's made for this.
You know, the Coronado was built to host some of the world's greatest entertainers, so it's phenomenal to see some of the world's best gospel performers.
Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau President John Groh is happy the award ceremony has come back to Rockford. He says it brings new visitors to the area and impacts the local economy.
Luminaries coming to our community, being on this stage, I think they're going to look out and be in awe of this theater and, by extension, this community.
Justin says this creates a platform to celebrate some of gospel's biggest names and showcase upcoming artists.
We have some surprises, but that we can name. We have artists from Kiki Wyatt, R&B sensation, the Clark Sisters, Kiera Sheard, Donald Lawrence, just to name a few. A lot of people that's going to be here.
The 2023 SOAR Awards ceremony is March 6th. For more information on how you can get your tickets, go over to our website, mystateline.com. Live from the Coronado Theater, I'm Nikel Delgado. Back to you, Mimi and Tom in the studio.
The U.S. is about to hit its debt ceiling, which is likely to set off a financial fight in Congress.
Lawmakers making threats about raising the debt limit, causing economic concern. Hannah Brandt is in Washington with the details.
The financial future of the United States hangs in the balance as lawmakers start discussions about raising the debt limit.
It should be done without conditions, and it should not be used as a political football.
The United States is set to hit the debt limit on Thursday, but the Treasury Department will take what they call extraordinary measures to prevent an immediate crisis, which should give Congress until summer to figure out a plan to raise the debt ceiling or risk defaulting.
So it's not like the world is going to come to an end tomorrow or even next week, but the closer and closer we get to June, the more likely we are going to run into problems.
Many Republicans are saying they won't vote to raise the debt ceiling unless Congress also agrees to spending cuts. And House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he's ready to start negotiating.
Find the common sense compromise that puts us back onto a balanced budget.
Economics professor Joseph Cordes agrees that the national debt should be stabilized, but warns plans to cut government spending can have consequences.
Those would obviously be painful as well, because no matter what scheme you're talking about, they involve not paying certain obligations that we have.
As lawmakers try to hammer out a solution that avoids defaulting, Cordes says he's reasonably optimistic
that we will come up with a solution that does not involve default on the debt. But we're going to have a lot of nervous moments getting there.
In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, things are fairly quiet for most of us across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. We take a live look with our SkyTrack camera here out of the Poplar Grove Airport, just to the east here of Rockford. We've got plenty of cloud cover, although starting to see some rain and even kind of a rain-snow mix, at least on radar, begin to work in here from south to north, and that'll continue over the next several hours. This tied into our storm system, now moving up around the Kansas City area, and will move pretty much overhead later tonight and during the day tomorrow. Now, even though we see some light rain showing up on radar, not a lot of this reaching the ground just yet. Where some of this is a little bit more on the darker side, so right along Interstate 88, Highway 30, I think we may start to see some lighter showers begin to move in, and that could even be mixed in with a little sleet or maybe some bigger wet snowflakes working up from the south. But some lighter rain showers here expected as we start to saturate things in the atmosphere just a bit. We are still fairly dry, and our temperatures for the most part are above the freezing mark at 36 in Rochelle, 37 in Rockford, Belvedere, Freeport, 39 now down in Dixon, and 36 our temperature in Sterling. Our weather watcher Sandy checking in here at 37 degrees, cloudy skies there in northern DeKalb County. Relative humidity sits at 85%. So as we go through this evening, it is not going to be the same for everyone as far as the precipitation type and the timing of it. For some, it'll be a little rain-snow mix and then a transition over to some rain showers through most of the night. For other locations, that mix will last a little longer. Where we're looking at that mix lasting a little longer across portions of southern Wisconsin, maybe far northern Illinois. So if you're north of Highway 20, you may get a little more of a mix where it's that rain, snow, sleet kind of mixture. And there is the potential for a brief period about 8, 9 o'clock where we could see a little freezing rain mix in. Same thing here for Freeport as well, but through the overnight we'll see the rain showers and then transition over to a little more drizzle during that time. So let's put this all together with Futurecast and look here as we go through this evening. Within the next hour, we're starting to see that begin to overspread. Here's that freezing line just north of Rochelle and then north of Oregon. That will continue to pull to the north. So through the evening, again, you've got a little rain snow mix kind of working up towards northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, some rain showers there down to the south of that. As we get closer to midnight, drier air working in around that low pressure system going to cut off that steady precipitation. This will lead to more drizzle and most likely some fog and some dense fog by tomorrow morning. So that is going to slow you down for that commute. And if you're heading out here for the next couple of hours, it'll be a little wet, especially as we get closer to about that 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame. As moisture wraps back in around that low, again, a rain snow mix, some flurries lasting going into Thursday night. We'll dry out a little bit, but I do think we keep that cloud cover around once we get into Friday. As far as snow totals, higher amounts north and northwest, maybe an inch or two. Everywhere else, a dusting, if not just plain rain. So temperatures tonight down around 34 degrees. We're up to 40 for tomorrow. We'll see those numbers, guys, drop into the 30s by the end of the week. Another chance for snow Saturday night into Sunday.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
The Ice Hogs will be back on their home ice tonight at the BMO for another divisional game. They will host the Grand Rapids Griffins. The Hogs have had the Griffins' numbers so far this season. They have won all 3 of their head-to-head games so far. The Griffins are in 6th place in the Central Division. The Ice Hogs are in 3rd place. The Hogs are confident that they're going to have a good second half to this season and maybe make a run at 1st place.
We got a lot of depth here this year. You know, we got 4 good lines on the offensive side, and then defense. It's tough to get in the lineup back there. You know, there's good players sitting out every game, so I think depth is our strong key.
I think we're in a good spot. I think we're doing some really good things. There's always some things that can get better, but if you look at our whole game, I think we're happy where we're at.
The Blackhawks had one of their better nights last night, winning in overtime against the Sabres 4-3. Seth Jones looked like the all-star defenseman that he is. He delivered on both ends of the ice and scored 2 goals while dishing out an assist. He says the Hawks aren't throwing in the towel on this season.
We're playing for pride, we're playing for our fans, and you know, there's no quitting here. As bad as things have gotten, we're always looking to each other to get better, and that's what we want to do every day.
Brings the break.
The Blackhawks play in Philadelphia tomorrow night. Fred VanVleet's looking again like the all-star that he was last season for the Toronto Raptors. Back soreness and other injuries held him back some, contributing to one of the worst shooting slumps of his career this season. But 2 nights ago, he scored 31 points against the Knicks, and last night in Milwaukee, he poured in 39 points. Most encouraging was the fact that he made 6 of 12 shots from behind the arc. The guy who's always bet on himself never doubted that his shots would start falling again.
I think just being more aggressive. Obviously, the shots are going in, so that helps. It's pretty simple, but just not overthinking it. You know, just got to be myself and not, you know, kind of try to find the magic potion for this team or the magic pill. I think, you know, for the best option is just for me to be myself and let everything fall into place. So, obviously, the last 2 games have been super aggressive and feels a little bit better that way.
Well, the latest high school basketball rankings are out. 3 of our local teams have top 10 status. The Byron girls are 6th in Class 2A. The Rockford Christian boys are also 6th in 2A. And the Pecatonica boys are 8th in 1A.
We've got some rain showers moving in from the south. Couple of reports of folks in Lee and DeKalb County picking up on mostly rain. We'll see that mix tonight. Snow for the weekend.
All right. Thanks, Candace.
Have a great night, everybody.